Michelle and I thought this weekend was going to be curfew free, but the government have just announced another curfew for the weekend.
Just found out last night, didn't we?
Yeah, so we're going to show you today how we prepare. Here's the guy that was making all the noise for us just now, doing potatoes. Merhaba.
Merhaba.
Merhaba. How much?
3 lira. 3 lira. 3 kilo 10 lira.
You probably won't pick this up, but just as we've started filming, there's a guy going down, sort of shouting down the street, probably selling fish or something. Actually, don't sell fish on this street. Hopefully it's not picking up. Today, Michelle and I... Can you hear that? Can you hear that? This road is never quiet.
No.
From 3 o'clock in the morning till all the way through the day, it never goes to sleep. We kind of like it, but just sometimes I wish they would shut up. He's not on a loudspeaker, that's just his voice. I just looked out the window. It's a veg seller, but this guy's with a whole team. What happens is they come down the street selling the veg and they shout to the windows and the bars. Oh, he has got a loudspeaker. So he's out there, and what happens is he blocks all the traffic, and within maybe 2 or 3 minutes, they're all going to start beeping their horns because he's blocking the road. Anyway, that's beside the point. Today, Michelle and I are going to show you how we prepare for our lockdown weekends. We're going to take you shopping, and I'm going to do this before any other chaos starts in the street. All right, see you on the streets. 3 kilos. He had to think about it though.
Yeah.
They're not. I think it's 4 kilos for 10 lira, but he doesn't know me.
There she is.
There's Kurt. Cats go down behind these plants. Kurt. There she is. How are you this morning? Getting some sun, aren't you, eh? Getting some sun. It is frustrating that Turkey continue to put these arbitrary curfews up. Now, I know a lot of you might think we're moaning, and we're not moaning, we're not complaining about it, but you have to have been here really to see the way Turkey has reacted. Think about it. These are the apartment blocks that most of the families live in. The children between the ages of 0 and 20 have been locked in their apartments. They've not been allowed out for 2 months almost. Yeah. It's crazy. They're not allowed out to see daylight, to walk in the streets. There have been babies that have been born on this street that have yet to go out on the streets in a stroller. And on top of that, pensioners over the age of 60 haven't been able to go out in the fresh air for longer than that, over 2 months. So you can understand, Michelle and I, we're lucky. Now they're talking about slowly relaxing those, but forcing people to wear masks everywhere on the streets. So not only are these youngsters not being able to go out of the buildings for 2 months nearly, and 2 months over by the time this is finished. And imagine it, we're not, sorry, there's always noise. We're not talking about, kids that are playing on their Xboxes indoors. We're talking about 3-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 14-year-olds, every age group you can think of have been stuck in these buildings for 2 months. Now, granted, there are quite a few parents that are breaking those lockdown rules and constantly do so, but they're a small minority, so you can imagine how hard it's been for families. And it's not a hardship, I think, that we should all accept. I know a lot of people say, oh, well, we all got to put up with hardship. No, I think it's wrong. I strongly think this is wrong, and I think it's a great shame. And I think the actual trauma that will be caused from this is going to be really hard to undo in pensioners and youngsters. I just saw an old guy now coming out. I haven't seen him outside his house before. He's gone out for a walk. This chap may not have actually walked in the streets for close to 3 months, not come out and had any fresh air for 3 months. It's not right.
Even for the kids still, they're 3 days a week, they're not allowed out still.
Yeah, what is the logic in that? Next week, we lift our curfews effectively.
Yeah, maybe.
But kids between the ages of 0 and 20...
Oh no, they lowered it to 18. They have lowered it to 18, so they're...
Oh, lowered it to 18. So kids up to 18 are only allowed out or not allowed
I
out?
think they're not allowed out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
They're not allowed out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, between sometime in the morning and sometime in the evening. Can you tell me what that's about? I really, if you can explain to me, anybody can explain
What's
to
the
me.
logic?
Okay, fact checked. I'm just doing the edit, and Michelle looked online to see about the kids, so I'll update you on that. Apparently next week, when the curfews and everything is lifted, kids are allowed out only on Wednesday and Friday between 2 and 8 p.m. So they're not allowed out all next week, just Wednesday and Friday for a short time, and that's kids between 0 and 18. If you can make any sense out of that, let us know, because I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. I said before, I love it that the posties are still working, still delivering, and they've delivered throughout. This guy here is one of the postal workers. There are some beautiful things here in Turkey, in Istanbul, and there are some things that are really starting to frustrate me. I had hoped the food market on this street was going to be open this weekend. Michelle and I said we're so looking forward to going to the big market. No, it's been cancelled again. It's been almost 2 months. Now, one thing, we are going to take you today into our little supermarkets, but the door has just gone down. What happens is when they get over a certain, I think there's maybe 10 people in the shop, they put the door down to stop people from going in, getting too many numbers. You've got to wear a mask in the supermarkets, and today we're going to take you in and have a look down. You'll sort of see why it's been a little bit difficult to do much cooking here. Hello, merhaba. There aren't many supermarkets much bigger than this one, but we'll take you inside and have a little look around. Finished? Okay, they've closed completely. Luckily, we have another supermarket just over the road here. Masks on. I'll take you in this one. So, this is a Carrefour supermarket. I'm going to turn the camera so you can have a look. This is where I like to get my chocky from if we come in here. So, you have your cheeses and yogurts here. This is basically our meat counter. That is it. Chicken, a little bit of sort of processed food over here, a little bit of meat. But that's the total. That's the extent of the meat we have. A few frozen vegetables, some milk puddings, the cereals. This is the cereal aisle, so this is all the cereals we have to choose from. Coffees, a lot of tea. I mean, for such a small shop, we've got a big extent of tea. A little bit of area here, some washing products. It is small, yeah, it is small, but this is all we've been able to cope with, 2 little supermarkets. Now, Carrefour is a French company, and Shock, the supermarket, SOK over the road, that is a Danish or a Scandinavian company for sure. So I don't know if there are any actual Turkish owned supermarkets in this city at all, which is a bit of a shame, right? But it does mean that everything in these shops feels a little bit like sort of little Aldi, very basic choices. So we have some selection of soup powders. These are tuna, pickled vegetables. Now here they have Mente. Mente, I don't buy from the supermarket, I buy from my little store near me, but it's sort of like a little ravioli. You can see. This is really nice. It's great. You can actually make a little sauce with some mushrooms. Michelle and I often make a little mushroom sauce and add it to the Mente to it. It's simple, it's nourishing. It's one of our favorites. I don't buy it. I've never bought it from here. Soot is milk, but it's a little tricky to find the full fat milk and the low fat, because for instance in here green may be low fat, blue may be full fat. In the other shop it could be the other way around. There's no sort of continuity, so it's a little confusing. We're going to get a couple of bags of cereal. I might talk to you about cereal when I get back if I remember, but this one has got like freeze-dried strawberries in, and I might get another one that we haven't tried maybe before. This one looks quite good. It's got coconut, pineapple, maybe some peach in here. That looks quite nice. It's 12. This one's reduced. It's actually 15 down to 12. What do you think, Michelle?
What's that?
You want to go for this one with the coconut
Yep, that looks
and
nice.
fruit?
Yep.
So this is a Kellogg's. This is Nestle. So like everywhere in the world, just two food manufacturers make almost everything. It's such a shame. And that's one of the things that disappoints me a little bit here in Istanbul, is that there is no real, genuine Turkish-owned supermarket chains. And therefore, almost all the products in here, almost all the products are imported. You know, very little, if anything, comes from Turkey. And on top of that, even if there are plants, say if Nestle have a plant making this, it's not a Turkish-owned company. I absolutely love these chocolate bars. They're packed full of pistachio nuts. They're about 6 Turkish lira, maybe six Turkish lira, which is probably close to about $1 for a block. Oh man, they're so good. Michelle likes this one. It's a dark chocolate with a tangerine or orange inside. So this is the one Michelle liked. And we're going to get we're locked in over the weekend, so we're going to get a bar of chocolate each day to treat ourselves. I know, but you've got to have something, right? You've got to have something. There are all different varieties. This one also is pistachio. This one is pistachio. These ones also. We've tried pretty much all the ones here. This brand, Eti, seems to be my favorite. Well, it's certainly my favorite. It's not the cheapest, but it's the best. We did say to ourselves that we wouldn't get any more junk food, but the lockdowns come. Chocolate bar, and I'm probably going to get some potato chips as well, just so over the weekend. It's not good, right? This is one of the problems. We're doing less exercise than normal and eating worse food than normal. Now when you queue for the cashier, there are 1.5 meter lines on the floor, sort of separate customers, and each of the cashiers has like a perspex screen in front of their cashier, so people can't infect them, and that is a good thing. I do feel sorry for the youngsters that work in here, you know, on 8-hour shifts, having to wear that mask all day long. It is very uncomfortable, and I see one of the boys actually has dropped it behind, down below. But they've also got like a visor. I don't know if you can see there. So they also have a glass visor that goes over their face.
And they've got gloves on as well.
And they've also got gloves on all day long, sweaty gloves, and this over their faces, and they can't break that rule, so it is hard. Now also, as we leave the shop, you'll see that there is sanitizer both at all of the cashier stations, but also at the door as you come in to the supermarket. So bottles of wine are about 29 to 40, 50, about probably averaging about sort of 40 liras a bottle, I would say there. Any brand like Marlboro or
16, 17.
17 lira.
18.
That's normal for
Yes,
Istanbul?
normal.
Thank you, teşekkürler. So 16, 17, 18 for cigarettes for those of you that smoke. Michelle and I do not. So, but it's I know it's interesting for you guys to see. So that is Carrefour. Opposite us, shop. I don't know why they closed. She did say to me in Turkish, but they rarely close. They're normally open at the same time. And I wanted to show you both stores. They're a similar size store, similar products. This one a little more Germanic feeling. You know, everything's on pallets in there. Much more like an Audi or Lidl. Anyway, we've got to go and get some cash.
We have.
So we're going to head up to an ATM, get a little extra money. If anything interesting happens on the way, we'll share it with you. You see all the chairs, they're cleaning everything, refreshing it up. It'll be nice. It'll be nice for everything to be open again. Merhaba. You'll know it's back to normal when this street here has tea stalls, little stalls outside all along this wall here, and all along here people will be sat on stalls drinking tea, and it comes out of one of these. I think this building here supplies tea to everybody. That's when it'll start to feel like it's Istanbul again. Now we have to go to an ATM, so I have to put my mask on to use the ATMs here, just in case I kiss the buttons. I look good in a mask, don't I? Don't say I look better in a mask. So this is Istiklal Street. There's a mixture today of mask wearing and no mask wearing. Over here the guys are actually handing out masks if you want them. These guys have stopped to do a selfie. They've just stopped to selfie themselves on Istiklal Street. This is the local government sort of hygiene, cleaning services. And normally on this corner, this is where a lot of the police sit. This building over here has only got one armoured vehicle. Yesterday it had about 4 armoured vehicles. I'm never quite sure what that's all about. I think it's a university. Somebody said to me it's a university building. So we thought it was the last weekend. We've got one more, hopefully just one more curfew weekend.
Well, the news is that Istanbul is actually out of lockdown and we can actually leave Istanbul now from Monday, I think.
Okay, so that means the actual border of Istanbul, not the country itself. They've actually stopped people from leaving the city of Istanbul. So on this Monday, those borders are relaxing. Things are going to get back to normal. Well, that's where we were just stood on the corner here on Istiklal Street. This street here, normally this is all cafes, tea shops. Hi guys, how are you? And flower shops, and barbers, and pickled vegetables. Look at this place. These are the famous pickled vegetables of Istanbul. Places are starting to open. This guy's open. So places are starting to open. This is a little local, and now I think this actually, maybe someone can tell me, is this actually a Turkish greengrocer supermarket? Because we'll come and check this out a little later on. This guy's the fish, cured fish, dried fish, cured fish, so it's smoked haddock, smoked salmon. Oh man, my brain's not working. What is that, roe? No. Merhaba.
Kurt's sister.
Kurt, how did you get here? Doesn't this look like Kurt? She looks like our dog. Our street dog. Loads of streets in Istanbul have their own hello, merhaba. Next week, I think this street will start to open up. How they're going to cope with the rules, there are quite a few new rules that have been brought into place to stop people.
We are government say, and table between is 1.5 meter, minimum 2 meter maybe between. It's normally 4 person the seat one table.
Right.
But it's need this maximum 3 person, 3 person seat.
2 or 3?
Yes,
Still.
2 or
Oh,
3,
interesting.
maximum.
Okay.
Yes.
And
And we need this mask is working.
mask for working,
Yes.
but mask for eating? No, it's not possible,
Yes,
right?
We are working time, yes.
So that was interesting what he said. They normally have 4 on one of those tables, and he said they can have 2, 3, 2, maybe. Not
So
sure.
I think he started with 3.
I think he started with 3.
Yeah. So they're restricting the tables from numbers of smaller numbers at the table. They're tables that seat 4 people, and they've been told to drop them down to 2 or 3 on a table. And I think he was saying 1.5 meters.
1.5 to 2 meters. Again, it was sort of,
Between tables.
He wasn't sure.
So they'll have less seating than they would normally have.
And they're closing earlier. They usually close at 2 in the morning and they're opening till
They have to
10.
shut at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
This is not going to last in Turkey. These people, the Turkish people, are great social people, and I think they'll bounce back pretty quickly. I hope so. Get yourself over here, support the Turkish tourist industry. Get yourself here. And if I could give one word of common sense to governments around the world, including the Turkish government, by the way, is drop the masks. Talk about social distancing and tell people if they've got symptoms and colds to stay indoors. Let people get back on with their lives. This is a silly bullying mentality which I really strongly disagree with, and it's done a lot of damage to the world. We need to fix it. Only in Istanbul will you see a dust cart followed by an armoured truck. Those armoured trucks are all over the city. It feels a bit intimidating when you first arrive, but you do get used to it. Here's another one of those beautiful old buildings. I say beautiful old buildings, it's a wreck, isn't it? But I like them. So this is my favourite store. This is Yufka Mante in Kadayef. I'm going to go in and get some, so I'll show you what we're talking about. Hello, merhaba. Can I get some yufka? Too? So we're going to go with 2 sheets of pastry. Then lor peynir, or L-O-R. This is a sort of cheese. Okay. Cheese. So we are making a gözleme. And we're also going to get some mante. Mante?
Mante. Yeah.
Okay. I like this triangle mante. So we're going to get about 250 grams. Now usually the yufka is right up here. Here, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at the yufka here, man.
Yeah.
This gentleman's got so much yufka. And you put the yufka in
water.
soup.
Yeah.
Soup. This is the name of the shop, Özdemir Yufka Kişi. Yufka Kişi.
Yeah.
I love these guys.
Özdemir yufka.
Bal is honey in Turkish. This one is a honeycomb honey. Very delicious. So this is what we make we put some mushrooms with it, make a sauce. A little bit of salad with it. It's perfect. This is erişte. It's like a spaghetti. It's made with eggs. So this one is the difference here. This one's a machine made. This one is a handmade. So we're going to have the handmade one. Thank you, teşekkürler. And we got to try some of their cookies someday, Michelle. Some of their sweet stuff. These are my neighbours from Morocco, right? Yeah, Morocco. Got my potatoes as well while I'm here. 2 kilos, 5 liras. It's a fair price. It's a local price. Okay, Michelle and I we're gonna get a Magnum ice cream. I fancy the pistachio. I don't know about you.
Yes, I'm going to have a pistachio.
Pistachio Magnums, and 13 lira for 2 Magnums. So they're working out around about $1.20 US each. So I'm holding up 2 kilos of potatoes and an armful of shopping. Yeah? Pistachios here. Which reminds me, I've got to go and get some nuts and some figs for the weekend from my other little shop. My arm's shaking because... Oh,
Doing your weightlifting.
that's my camera hand. Okay, Michelle's going to go up with the heavy goods, and I'm going to get water, vegetables, and maybe some nuts and things while I'm out. So.
And eggs.
Oh, and eggs. I'll go and get eggs now because I'll forget them. So I'm going to go with 2 bottles, 5-litre bottles of water. Oi! Edola has the glass mask. Glass mask.
Yeah.
So, how much?
How much?
İçi
2 su, 6 yumurta,
6 yumurta,
Yes.
6 eggs.
6 eggs, 2 water. 14.50. 14.50.
14.50.
14.50.
14.50.
Yes.
5 liraya limonum.
How long are you gonna stay here, Steven?
Another few years, maybe 2 or
Really?
3 years.
Are you gonna move to Turkey?
No.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
And I'll need your help to shoot some movies, maybe some music videos. You know?
Yeah, Taha's got a Instagram. Do you have any other? Do you have a music place? Do you have anything on
Spotify.
Spotify. Do you have on Spotify?
Let me make some money, man. There is a saying
Yeah.
in Turkey.
Yeah.
So, if a man doesn't have belly, he's not a man. So we say it like erkek adam göbekli olur. It means like a man needs to be with a balcony.
Balcony. That's a beautiful
with
word.
this balcony.
That's a beautiful word. Balcony. A man without a must be.
A man without a balcony is not a man. You know?
Okay, a man without a balcony. This here
Is
not a man. I love that. See, I get talking when I come out. I get talking to all the local characters, lovely guys that live around here, and I'll end up late. I won't get the things I came out to get. Okay, so that little group, about 12 liras for some cherries, greens, and strawberries. Thank you, Teşekkürler.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. So I like to spread my shopping in the little local stores between 2 or 3 stores. They're all local small family stores. This guy I've come to get some fruit. I'll go to the one opposite my place and get some more vegetables in a moment. The next store I like to go in to prepare for my lockdown weekends is the Nut House. Merhaba. Thank you. I'm going to go with about 350 grams of beautiful pistache. But I'm also going to get some fruit nut.
Fruit mix.
Fruit mix.
Yes, fresh.
So we're going to get a bag of those as well. Michelle loves those. And I like these. These are the chocolate chickpeas that I got last weekend that we had in a live stream. I actually quite like them. Yes,
Sağ ol annem benim.
So we've got our nut house. Thank you very much, Teşekkürler. Thank you. Can I be honest with you? The mask wearing is a little bit for camera because a lot of these smaller stores, they're relaxing on that now. We've got a lot of snacks for this weekend, huh? I don't know. And now we're going into my local little greengrocers. And Mustafa. So I'll get some dill, we'll get some onions, we'll get some lettuce from here. So you can see he's got his fresh salads. He's got a number of different lettuce, carrots, dill, parsley, lemons, mint. Over here he's got the green beans, the peppers, tomatoes, a whole variety, aubergines, courgettes, whatever you like to call them. So this is, you've seen it outside, you've seen it many times outside from my live streams. This is the little greengrocers that we have down here. Hello. Merhaba. Strawberries from Antalya. We've got a few apricots. I've got some pears and some herbs from here. So we've got some nice fruit, some herbs. This is Mustafa's place. Pretty much right opposite. You see this outside my window. This is Margie. You've seen Margie from the window.
Finally.
This is Margie. I'm gonna go down and show her where we buy our honey and yufka from.
I never tried that type of honey though.
Yeah.
Better.
You haven't tried it?
No, usually I just
So
buy
good.
a normal jar, like
Yeah.
normal honey.
No, this honey is good. So that was one of the other tourists that stuck here in our street. Just taken her down to show her where we buy our honey from. I think she's quite keen to try it. And she's going off for a big walk because technically tomorrow should be locked down. So I've got a lot more fruit. I've got more strawberries. we're doing pretty well. So I'm back. I was what, about an hour? About an hour doing the last.
Thought I'd lost him and he's only there shopping in the street.
Talking to everybody. That's our preparation. That's us prepping for the weekend. It's only 2 days this weekend, so it should be fairly easy. And I really believe this is then the end of the lockdown, so we'll see how it goes.
So we're good at it now.
Yeah. Now we've become good at it, they're going to stop.
That's right.
Isn't that typical?
I know.
So I think we're going to sign off here, Michelle.
Yep.
Loved you all. Take care. Michelle and I will see you very shortly for another video. Be good.
Bye.